Hello Capricorn, and welcome to your October reading. Let's go ahead and get started here with an oracle card. So what is it that Capricorn needs to know for October 2024? Oh, beautiful. We start with success. This is a good word for Capricorn because I think you are very success oriented no matter how big or small your goals are. This is something that you always strive for, you always push for. And it seems like this is a month where not only are you working for success, but that you will actually attain some degree of it. So whatever project you have going on, whatever, focus that you have, likely it is going to be quite successful for you and work out in your favor. So what else does Capricorn need to know for the month of October? We have the sand. I love this card. It says, it's the sandpiper spirit. It says, be playful. And, you can work really hard. We know that. We know that you can be focused and have a lot of control over a lot of things. But this is your reminder to also have fun, to also, spend time with your loved ones, enjoy your life, enjoy your success, because what good is it if you're not going to enjoy it, right? To kind of allow yourself to go out of the box a little bit, maybe do something kind of novel or special, and really just kind of go with the flow a little bit. Because I think you're going to have, a lot of structure with whatever you're working towards. So that's all locked in. That's all very well and good. But we want to kind of balance that out with the playfulness. I love that message for you. All right, what else, Capricorn? Okay, we have the Nine of Cups, Queen of Wands, and the Six of Cups. Okay, well, I really, really like the Queen of Wands for you simply because she's tenacious, all right? And she has a high degree of passion. She really knows what she wants. And I think, Capricorn, this is exactly the type of energy that you're bringing to the table right now. There's kind of like the wand, right? This is a Queen of Wands. The wand's associated with the fire element. There does seem to be something fiery going on. Now we do have, I want to keep in mind, Mars moving into its pre-shadow phase near the end of October. We're preparing for a Mars retrograde. That's kind of a big deal, especially for you, because Mars is your exalted planet and it's happening in opposition to you. So this is going to be a very potent Mars retrograde for you. And I think there is going to be that quality of excitement and even impulsivity, but not a dysregulated or haphazard or sloppy impulsivity. I think it's going to, because there does seem to be an element of structure here. Okay, you are operating within some kind of set of rules or parameters. So any impulses that you have, it's not just going to be this whole willy-nilly thing. Even in the spirit of being playful, I don't think that you're going to be doing that. I think the impulse is, though, maybe something that you have been thinking about for a really long time. You're suddenly like, you know what? Now's the time. Now we're going to do it. Now we're going to get it started. And I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. Even though initiating things during a Mars retrograde, especially a Mars pre-shadow, can kind of be a little bit tricky. But if this is something that you've already been thinking about, you've already been planning for, then you just might need that little kick in the butt, and that might be happening this month. But she really is like, she tackles stuff, that Queen of Wands. She really goes after it. And we have the card of wishes coming true right next to her. And I think, you are determined to make your wishes come true, which it seems like you absolutely do, at least to some degree. It's not like, it may not be the whole big vision or whatever, but I think to some degree, you're going to get closer and closer to attaining those high level goals. And I think by the end of the month, you're actually going to feel really proud and really secure in the progress that you've made. And I think you're going to be able to look back and say, I did a really good job. I am proud of how hard I worked. I am proud of what I was able to achieve. And people around you will also be able to say that as well, that they are also proud of you. And with the Six of Cups, there does seem to be some, the Six of Cups is always kind of tricky. It's always one of those multifaceted cards. There seems to be something from the past creeping in, which we do have Pluto stationing retrograde in your sign. Stationing direct in your sign. It's going to start moving direct for the rest of October and through a big chunk of November up to November 19th. And then it's going to move into Aquarius for good. But I think this Pluto turning around right now, there is a lot of potential for things from the past to be creeping up, not necessarily bad things. I think there is an element of nostalgia. There's an element of old dreams being resurrected, things that you always thought you would do that you kind of got sidetracked over the years, and now they're kind of resurfacing and you're saying, you know what, I think I do want to pursue that or try that hobby or develop that skill. I think I do want to branch out into that area because for some reason there's some kind of roots there, like it's something that's been long standing for you. I think there's something creative coming online for you as well, and that might be the playful energy that's coming through where you get to explore kind of a fun side of you that maybe doesn't get to come alive every day. And there also does seem to be a family component as well. So those of you who have families, immediate families, your own children, that won't apply to all of you, but if you do have your own children especially, I think there's going to be some kind of renewal or revival of that sense that these children give you so much purpose. Not that you ever really lost that, but I think that's going to kind of come into your consciousness pretty hard this month, and it's going to give you kind of an extra boost or a push, for your children, for your loved ones, for those people that are so close to you, for the sake of their well-being. This is something that you must do and you must pursue, right? The more and more you go after your own ambitions and succeed with those, that success will then trickle down and positively impact those people that you are very close to. Not to mention, especially with children, observing you and observing your work ethic and observing your ability to learn and grow and develop can also be one of the best learning experiences for them as well. Okay. So what else does Capricorn need to know here for October? I'm really loving the Temperance card because I really feel like we're taking so much from our past. So we have the Temperance card, we have the Seven of Wands, and we have the Hanged Man, where we're taking so much of our past and we really are transmuting it into something good and positive. And again, it's all really rooted in this Success card. Everything that you've got seems to be going into making the best of things. Temperance is not a very excitable energy. Now, you do have this fiery passion with the Queen of Wands, so I'm not saying that you're subdued in any way, but there is kind of this beautiful stoic quality with which you are approaching things. There's a burning desire, there's this yearning for growth and for more, and yet you are not approaching it with a sense of greed or like this desire for instant gratification. I think you are completely dedicated to the process, completely dedicated to what has to naturally unfold in order for that success to be attained. And I also think you are willing to, push and kind of put your back into it a little bit. I think you're willing to do the work and to kind of stand up for what you want. There does seem to be an empowerment quality with that Seven of Wands. And there might be pushback. I've been getting a lot of that energy this month, and I'm not quite sure why. It might be Mars stationing or Mars going through pre-shadow. Yes, I know we have an eclipse. We've got Venus over in Scorpio. So a lot of Mars energy is at play right now. So that more adversarial or aggressive outside energy that poses a challenge or obstacles seems to be quite prevalent. It could be other people's opinions. It could be financial issues that you have to tackle. It could be that you're dealing with, a difficult client or a difficult employer, someone who's trying to control or micromanage or make things go a certain way that is not necessarily in your best interest, right? So you are going to have to kind of exert your will into things. And you're going to have to stand up and you're going to have to set that boundary and you're going to have to be able to defend your position a little bit. Not always the easiest, but I think you're willing to do it. And I think you have the power to do it. And I think you have the fire to do it with that Queen of Wands because she doesn't back down for anyone. Like I say, there's a lot of tenacity there. So You might actually be kind of a difficult person to deal with, especially if people are making it difficult, right? Not to the people that you love and are close to, but if there's someone coming into your life and they're creating a problem, it's like you'll become a problem for your problems. And I don't think you have any hangups doing that, because you've got an agenda. You've got things you got to take care of. You have business to attend to. And you can't have these kind of interruptions. You can't have this kind of pushback, because it's ruining the process. It's getting in the way, right? So I do see you being quite a force that other people are going to have to contend with a little bit. I don't see you backing down. I really don't think you want to. I don't think you want to back down. I don't think you want to cave or give in or anything like that. I think you're going to really, really fight for what is best for you. And the thing that's always with Capricorn, this is not a fool's errand. Okay, you're not fighting for something that isn't good for you, or fighting for something that is not in your best interest. Capricorn, annoyingly, is usually right, especially with the big stuff. Most of the time, not always, but most of the time, you're right about stuff. So when you know that you're right about something, and you know that you're operating from a truth, and not like your own personal perceived truth, but like the bigger, higher truth, of course you're going to stand up for it. Of course you are. Now, with the Hanged Man, it's interesting to get the Hanged Man and Temperance, because even though that Seven of Wands in the middle is kind of aggressive, you seem to be handling everything so gracefully. So everything that I just said, it doesn't mean that you're getting all out of whack, okay? Because to me, it's all very diplomatic. It's diplomatic, it's even-keeled, and this might be even one of the reasons too why that aggressive energy that's coming at you might be even that much more irritating for the other people, right? You becoming your problem's problem, because you're unbothered. I don't see you getting worked up. I don't see you getting emotionally invested in things. You're not getting emotionally invested in the drama that they're creating or the pushback that they're creating. You're not losing sleep over it. You're not worrying about it. You're not going through a period of anxiousness about it. And in a way that elevates you even that much more. And you're not really trying to exert your control over anybody. It's kind of the opposite way. It's like other people trying to exert their power over you. You're not letting them. You're not allowing them to have that influence over you. So they kind of go into that position of weakness, or they go into that position of kind of submission, if you will. And you're just like cool, calm, collected. Right? You're not trying to flip the script and try to gain control over them. All it is you just don't want them to have control over you. That's all. So once you get them off your back, once you deal with them, once you get rid of the problem, you're good. You're even. You're solid. And I know that there are things that are beyond your control, which again is why you're not worrying about it and you're not losing sleep over anything. It's beyond your control. It's beyond the realm of even your consciousness. It's not worth worrying about. To me, that Hanged Man feels really calm. I don't know why. Temperance too, but mostly the Hanged Man. It seems so chill, like you're okay hanging there upside down with your hands tied behind your back. That doesn't bother you. It doesn't bother you if you have to wait and have patience for things, because you know that you can just go do something else and you can still attain success. And you have a lot of faith that the miracles will come through and that the divine will come through, and that you know for yourself that you will carry through with every promise that you've made for yourself. So you're so grounded and so rooted in you, and so grounded and rooted in your higher goals, that everything else that's beyond that will come when it comes. It will show up when it shows up. It will happen when it happens. And that's it. And that's all you need to know. And you seem to be very accepting of that, which does make you untouchable. This is a really powerful position to be in. No wonder why people can't really get to you. They can't get to you because you're just too transcendent. I'm not trying to stroke your ego, but that's just kind of the feeling that I'm getting. Now we have a King of Wands, an Eight of Wands, and the Judgment card. I mean, we're getting so many wand cards, wands and cups, and then quite a few major arcana. But the wands they really are so passionate. Now, the King of Wands really speaks to your creative power. It speaks to your self-expression. It speaks to your ability to command certain circumstances and situations. But yet again, still, both of these cards, she is sitting down, sitting back, relaxed. So is he. It's a relaxed kind of power. To me, I look at that King of Wands and I see a point of completion where you know that you are very complete and whole internally. Now, I've seen a lot of speed this month. Okay, as we're making my way through, as I'm making my way through these readings for October, I do see speed. I see things happening quite quickly. I don't see things lagging or taking even though I think you're completely willing to be patient and let things take time with the Hanged Man. I don't see you being impatient. Okay? Now you may be a little impulsive and you might be like, yeah, let's go, let's make this happen. But it's not, I mean, it's probably just because of a timing thing. It just feels like it's the right time. But it's not because you're feeling impatient. If you were impatient, you probably would have done it a long time ago, right? But because you do have this cool, calm, collected quality, there's no resistance there. And I don't see you creating any resistance whatsoever. Other people are. There does seem to be a very clear divide happening, okay? When I do these readings every month, it's really common that a specific theme will emerge and it kind of comes out in almost all 12 signs. This seems to be one of the themes, that there's a very clear distinction between people that are handling things well and people who are not handling things well at all, okay? And it might be that people are not handling the Pluto and Capricorn thing. It might be that people are not handling the eclipse and the Jupiter retrograde that's happening thing. Whatever it is, people are just it might be the Mars retrograde. Did I say that already? But people are just like, they're acting out of form. And then there are the people who are like more in form than ever. Okay, they're more intact than ever. And usually it's because that person who is intact has done so much healing work. And I suspect you being here watching tarot, astrology, whatever else you watch on YouTube and on the internet, probably you're someone who's done the work, I would suspect. You've done the inner work, you've done a lot of the healing, so you're coming through put together. And people who are not put together, those are the ones that are going to start pushing against people like you. Now, it's not necessarily malicious. I don't think anything nefarious is going on. It's just a difference in development levels. And one is not better than the other. We all have our own paths and we can be compassionate towards it and all that jazz. And that's all very well and good. But we just need to acknowledge that there is a difference. And that right now, these people that are pushing against you and trying to be a problem, they are much, much, much weaker than they're showing you. Okay, they're much more insecure. They're much more like there seems to be like there's nothing really backing it up. It's kind of like the bark is much worse than the bite kind of thing. And you know that, and you're the opposite, where your bite is a lot worse than the bark. Is that even a saying? That's kind of like I don't know what the saying is, but hopefully you get my drift. You have substance. You have clout. You have a respectability. That's why you are able to become your problem's problem. And that's why things are going to start moving a lot more rapidly for you with that Eight of Wands, because you don't have resistance. This is not resisting. You are not resisting here. You are affirming. And when you affirm and you push that out into the world, the universe is going to respond quickly to that, because this is this is like a declaration. Like, don't mess with me. Don't come at me with that. Don't disrespect me like that. Don't speak to me like that. Don't don't do this, don't do that, don't say this, don't say that. You put it out there, and you push against it, and you cause it to go away simply because of your own potent energy that you're approaching that with. And because you are so unbothered, yet again, it's still kind of aiding in this swift motion. And I love, love, love the Judgment card for you. I really do. Because to me, this is like a massive light bulb turning on, where there's something that's going to happen through October where maybe in the past you intellectually understood it, but this seems to be a moment where intellectual knowledge converts into true inherent wisdom. And that's a very special moment, because it's that moment where we really get it. And that is when we can really start to become a master of something. And I think this may have a lot to do with your very being. It may not necessarily be a task or a talent or a skill, okay? But it has to do with your energy. You seem to be learning how to work with your energy a little bit more. And it really is here with the Seven of Wands, I think, being in the very center of the reading. So this can be a great thing for you, and this can really help you in the future. The more and more you go after bigger and bigger goals, this is something that you can reuse over and over and over, where you have that potency, and you approach and you walk into a room and you request things of other people, and you ask for a new job or a promotion or a pay raise or whatever. You come into it with this energy, likely you're going to get what you want. And that's going to really speed up the progress of your life. And it's all rooted in getting more and more success. Remember, I'm not talking about this from a greedy, gimme, gimme, gimme standpoint. This is kind of success through the internal and ever blooming rose of consciousness within you. Okay? Success as a result of more potent consciousness and energy. It's a beautiful thing. Really, really rare, I think, for us to go through something like this. So you are in rare form, I would say. So let's go ahead and pull out the clarifier. So we're going to open all these cards up. We're going to start pulling out a bunch of cards to clarify these, and we're going to talk about these clarifiers in the comprehensive reading. The link for that is in the description box in the comment thread down below, so be sure to check it out. We're going to talk for another 25 to 30 minutes, so it's kind of like a full in-depth, much deeper, much more detailed reading to kind of see what more information we can get about this. But let's go ahead and pull out the clarifier so you can see what we'll talk about. So we have the the Page of Swords. Now the Knight of Cups. Love that Knight of Cups. And we have the Moon. For the Queen of Wands, what does Capricorn need to know about the Queen of Wands? Beautiful. Loving the Sun. Four of Coins, and the Six of Swords. Unbothered is right. Five of Wands, okay, not surprising. Nine of Wands, and the Page of Coins, Knight of Swords, Queen of Wands with the Eight of Cups, Page of Wands, a lot of pages, Two of Swords, Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is definitely you, Capricorn, especially when you have the Sun in your 10th house in Libra. Beautiful, the Star, King of Coins, Empress, Queen of Coins, Six of Coins, and Justice, King of Swords. He's kind of new. I haven't really seen him this month so much. Three of Cups, Eight of Swords. Now for Judgment, Seven of Cups, Knight of Wands, and the Magician. Beautiful. Okay, so this is where we're going to pick up in the comprehensive. So if you want to join, you are more than welcome. Thank you all so much. I hope you have an amazing month, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.